shelf. It's better for my health, leave it on the shelf. Ain't hearing nothing else. Tonight ain't the night, knowing the price. Pay it off with my life, till it's out with your lights. Do it all for the Christ, and he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call him Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part. But now it's time to cut you to the heart. Flex on occasion. It's the strangeness of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. Them terrorists coming invasion since the creation. War, mine, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, buddy, cause it's biblical. Start shit, now it's time to finish. Whoa. Said he won't vote, we looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
I can't wait for our kingdom to start and for there to be finished. Get rid of all of their idols and lying religions. Look for the crown like an Edris. Hey, this that crown talk. Wisdom of Solomon 5 talk. This that second Edris 6 and 9. We want eyes talk. It's your time to end and my time again. It's our time to win. Away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See that is why we repented. Go to the streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright, the kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try to know wine, press alone. He bring pain like major. You think the nations is equal to us? TK Kirkland, who raised you? Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25. Yeah, you know they gon' fry. Whoa! Said he won't vote, we looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Popping off.
Hey, make sure my mic is up, man. Oh, yeah. Here it is.
Look what's popping in the arena today.
Oh, yeah. Hey, shalom, family. Most High in Christ bless y'all. Pray all is well. Hope y'all had a good Sabbath, good weekend. All right, we are back, the Nehemiah squad. We're going to reintroduce ourselves. I'm Captain Sakai.
Hey, it's Officer Shem.
Officer Judah.
All praises. So, yo, throw that thumbnail back up there, man. You see that? the Dunroe Doctrine, Venezuela, and the rebirth of the American Empire. All right, we got Donald Trump, this man, he got Maduro already. And the other countries is screaming. They like, get off of him. Get off.
That's not fair.
Yeah, because they know Trump coming for everybody, right? But all praises. Hey, show that first one, man. We got a picture of Trump getting ready to fight everybody. This was on the news this morning, y'all. Watch this. Show that news clip. Yo,
that man, he huge.
Yeah, he's huge.
Even a window Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, he coming in there for all them countries. But yeah, y'all, this is what it is. It's crazy. The situation with Venezuela and all that. Y'all can drop that. Right? And we've been hearing about it for the last couple of weeks, right? And it's seeming like, okay, that was a while ago, so maybe it's over. It's not over, y'all. It's not over.
Just beginning.
Yeah, it's a lot going on behind this Venezuela stuff, and y'all gonna see. Now you got a situation with Greenland going on, right? It seemed like it was nothing before, but we're gonna get into Greenland and how heavy that little situation is, right? But watch this. We're gonna show you something that was on a show called Jack Ryan, right? Watch this now. Hey, play that very first one. We should be all right with this. Check this out. All right, this is in Jack Ryan. This was a few years ago, y'all. All right.
So,
Question will always be, with what lens are you watching the news? Let's say you just got home from work, you get through the door, you turn on the TV, and that's what you see. What would you assume is the most major threat on the world stage? Anybody, just call it out. You don't have to raise your hand.
Definitely Russia.
Definitely Russia. That's confident. I like it. Who says Russia? Anybody agree with her? Hands? Okay, great. Who else?
China.
Stop yelling at me, but China is a good answer. Anybody? Who else? China?
North Korea?
North Korea. Any North Korea takers? And Venezuela? Anybody? No? Oh, yeah. One guy in the back. A little worried about Venezuela. Everybody's cool with Venezuela? No threat? Okay. Let me ask you this. Which one of these places can claim to have the largest oil deposit on the planet? More than Saudi? More than Iran? Wow. Okay. What about things like gold?
Y'all see that? Y'all see that? You can drop that. But look, this was in a show years ago, right? They mentioned, who do you think is a threat? That's what he said. They said Russia, China. But then he said Venezuela. Nobody else said that, because how is Venezuela really a threat?
Right.
They're not a threat. But what? The United States is a threat to them. And notice how they even panned to the other agent that was standing up in the stands. He had his arm folded. They trying to let you know what's going on. This was years ago, right? Letting you know that this was always in the works, right? It was always in the works. And he was correct with that. Venezuela does have the biggest oil deposits in the world, right? Hey, bring up number 3, right? Because the title is talking about the Monroe Doctrine, right? Or now they call it the Monroe Doctrine. So what we're going to do, we're going to play this clip, and it's going to explain to you exactly what the Monroe Doctrine is and what Donald Trump is doing right now. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. Well, go ahead, play that thing.
Maduro was the kingpin of a vast criminal network responsible for trafficking colossal amounts of deadly and illicit drugs into the United States. All of these actions were in gross violation of the core principles of American foreign policy, dating back more than 2 centuries. All the way back, it dated to the Monroe Doctrines. And the Monroe Doctrine is a big deal, but we've superseded it by a lot, by a real lot.
Hit pause. He said and this is not the clip that I wanted to play for y'all. We'll play that next, but this is fine though. Y'all good here, right? He's saying that the Monroe Doctrine, we've bypassed it by a lot, which they did. We're gonna play that. Don't get rid of that. Don't get rid of that. We're gonna play the rest of that, right? But the point, what I wanted y'all to see, is that he referenced the Monroe Doctrine and said that we have superseded it by a lot, and y'all gonna see how much it was superseded. But go ahead, pick up from where y'all left off.
Back, it dated to the Monroe Doctrines, and the Monroe Doctrine is a big deal, but we've superseded it by a lot, by a real lot. They now call it the Monroe Document. I don't know. We sort of forgot about it. It was very important, but we forgot about it. We don't forget about it anymore. Under our new national security strategy, American dominance in the Western Hemisphere will never be questioned again. Maduro.
Right.
You don't find that suspicious?
Oh, yeah. You
don't find that suspicious?
All right, so what we're going to do, play clip number 2, right? Because now this guy is going to come on and explain the Monroe Doctrine. Then later on, there was a sort of an amendment. I'll just call it an amendment, right, with Theodore Roosevelt. And then they're going to bring in what Donald Trump has done to it. Okay, so check this out.
How is the 1823 Monroe Doctrine different from Trump's Monroe Doctrine? God, that's a stupid title. Professor Poutine here, time for Mysteries Histories. In 1823, President Monroe passes the Monroe Doctrine, which is in response to a number of former Portuguese and Spanish colonies breaking away and becoming independent from their former colonial masters. And what the Monroe Doctrine essentially said was 4 things. Number 1, the Europeans should not create any more new colonies in the Western Hemisphere. Number 2, the Americans would not interfere in European affairs in the other hemispheres or in already existing colonies.
Hey, hit pause. All right, so leave that up. Don't drop it. Okay, so what's happening here is that the Monroe Doctrine is that the European countries that settled out in the Western Hemisphere, right, they were not supposed to create any more colonies. Whatever they had, that's it, right? The Americans were now controlling the Western Hemisphere. So if they had any business over here, the Americans, they couldn't deal anymore. In other words, they couldn't create any more colonies. They couldn't do any more business than they had already done. And then the Americans could not be in the Eastern Hemisphere conducting anything over there. All right, hit play.
3, the Americans would recognize the colonial powers' right to maintain their colonies. They just couldn't interfere with them anymore. And number 4, if the Europeans did intervene militarily for whatever reason in the Western Hemisphere, the United States would view that as, quote, a direct threat.
All right, hit pause. So let's say, for instance, he brought up the Portuguese and Spain, right? So now let's say it's Brazil. The Portuguese were not allowed anymore to, let's say something happened in Brazil. They could not bring any troops and try to quell something that was going on in Brazil. That was done. They had to leave that alone. Spain, the same thing. All their little colonies, Hispaniola and Puerto Rico and all these different places, Colombia, they couldn't come over here with nothing. They was done with that. And if they did try to come over here, even though they had nothing, they was not trying to attack America, it would be viewed as a threat, right? Y'all pay attention. Hit play.
It's essentially an isolationist doctrine. It really doesn't have any teeth. That changes in 1904 when Teddy Roosevelt adds the Roosevelt Corollary to the Monroe Doctrine. And this is in response to a number of economic crises that were happening at the start of the 20th century in Latin America, and in particular, ironically, Venezuela, where the Europeans were rumbling about now getting involved in order to collect on massive debts that were owed to them. And what Roosevelt's corollary said was, if there is a need to intervene in the Western Hemisphere for a rebellion, economic collapse, whatever, the Americans would take the role of policemen of the Western Hemisphere on.
Now y'all know how America became the policeman of the world.
Yeah.
Right? Y'all see that?
Yep.
That literally started right there. So that if there was any issue, and Venezuela was actually involved in the Monroe Doctrine. Monroe Doctrine. If there was any problem, that the United States would now be the police. Y'all don't need to come over. We're going to take care of it for you. Right? Go ahead. Hit play.
Which would then preclude the Europeans from having to get involved in the Western Hemisphere. The Americans would deal with it, maintain the status quo. Europeans stay out, we'll take care of this. So it added a military intervention or economic intervention in the need to, cut off the Europeans from getting involved. That policy, by the way, ended in 1933 with FDR's good neighbor policy. So, what is the Trump corollary to the Roosevelt corollary to the Monroe Doctrine? The Trump corollary, according to Hegseth and Stephen Miller, is that the United States has the complete, untrammeled, unilateral right to intervene economically, politically, or militarily in any country in the Western Hemisphere because the Western Hemisphere is, quote unquote, ours. Now, although that really only exists in the minds of Stephen Miller and Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump, something really important to note is that the Monroe Doctrine was a legal doctrine because it was passed by the U.S. Congress. The Roosevelt Corollary is a legal doctrine because it is passed by the U.S. Congress. Stephen Miller can say all he wants. Canada's ours! It's not. Nor is Greenland, nor is Colombia, nor is Cuba. And if they really want to F around and find out, just try going into a NATO country, and you'll see just how quickly illegality rebounds back onto you.
Right.
See yourself updated.
All right, so y'all can drop that. So that's important what he said, right? Because it's not legal. That's why Donald Trump said we superseded it by a whole lot. Basically, they just doing whatever the hell they want.
Right.
Some real gangster business. But it's important what he said at the end. He said, if you go against it, you're going to, if you F around and find out, they're going to see what it is. Because what's happening now is they're going to wind up going against NATO. That's really what he's getting into. But we're going to get into that a little bit later. Y'all got something? Y'all can talk on the situation.
Man, I ain't got nothing. That was some good stuff there.
Yeah,
that means it's about to crack off.
Yeah, it's
what
happening.
That means. That means prophecy is about to unfold.
That's the point.
That's what that means.
That's the point.
Watch this.
Right?
Y'all stay tuned.
Yeah, check this out. So, hold on. Let me see if I want to bring that one just yet. Hey, play this real quick. Bring up number 4. We're going to get into this in a little while, but I just want to touch on this. So, before y'all bring up number 4, hey, Ciroc, bring up that other one you got. The one with Greenland. Yeah. Watch this. Right? So we're going to bring up something to show y'all how the United States is looking to get into Greenland. We're going to get into that deep Because if y'all know anything about Greenland, which we probably don't because nobody gives a damn about Greenland, that's something you just hear about. You don't know nothing about Greenland.
Right.
But Greenland is like halfway between the United States on the East Coast. It's like right in the middle between America and, I guess, Britain, Europe. And basically the whole place is made out of ice. Like, real talk. It's just ice, except for like only a little like the southern part of the country. And it's really only about 57,000 people that live there. It's not that many people that live there. But y'all going to see what really this whole thing is about, because you might be thinking, what the hell is the big deal about this place? But y'all going to find out. But go ahead. Rock that thing, bro. Yeah. They about to start, bro. He just talking to them now. Yeah. Give me everything you got. Look, he talking to him. He's like, yeah, whatever you want. Yeah.
He's like, brother,
Yeah.
what's about to happen to you here, brother?
That's right.
It's gonna be some
It's going to be
tender love and care. We're gonna hit you right there.
All right, so y'all can bring up that number 4. See, we didn't have Donald Trump doing nothing to them yet because they didn't actually jump off yet, right? But play number 4.
Greenland. How much money are you thinking of giving people in Greenland to get them on board with a possible U.S.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland. And we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. Okay?
Right.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way. But if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
Right.
Yo.
And by the way, I'm a fan of Denmark too. I have to tell you, and they've been very nice to me. I'm a big fan, but the fact that they had a boat land there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land. I'm sure we had lots of boats go there also. But we need that because if you take a look outside of Greenland right now, there are Russian destroyers, there are Chinese destroyers and bigger. There are Russian submarines all over the place. We're not going to have Russia or China occupy Greenland, and that's what they're going to do if we don't. So we're going to be doing something with Greenland, either the nice way or the more difficult way. Please, go ahead, ma'am.
Mr. President, why is it so important to you to own it when you have a military presence there, which you could expand to affect the security?
Because when we own it, we defend it. You don't defend leases the same way. You have to own it. And, with a nation, look at what happened with Obama, with that horrible deal they made with Iran. It was a short-term deal. It was like a 9-year deal. Countries can't make 9-year deals or even 100-year deals. Countries have to have ownership. And you defend ownership, you don't defend leases. And we'll have to defend Greenland. If we don't do it, China or Russia will. It's not going to happen. We are not going to have, and I like China, I like Russia, I love the people of China, I love the people of Russia. I get along very well with President Putin, but I'm very disappointed in him. I get along very well with President Xi. I'm going to go over to China in April. But I don't want them as a neighbor in Greenland. Not going to happen. And by the way, and NATO's got to understand that.
Wow.
I'm all for NATO. I saved NATO. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have a NATO right now.
Damn.
But we're not going to allow Russia or China to occupy Greenland, and that's what's going to happen if we don't.
How much money?
Yo, bring that down. You got to love it. Hey, get that scripture, man, about the pomp. The pomp of this man, man. Yo, Esau's another level. Esau is another level, y'all. Bring it out! Are you kidding me? My man said, listen, you wouldn't have a NATO if it wasn't for me. Right. See, so the thing is, y'all, China and Russia, many people want to get into Greenland. And y'all going to find out a little bit later on what is the big deal about Greenland, right? Remember, they made a movie not too long ago called Greenland, right? Where the people were trying to get saved. There was a big flood. They tried to make it like Noah's Ark. It was a big flood, and then everybody had to get into these 2 arks to be saved, but they had to go to Greenland, right? Again, more movies showing you about Greenland, right? They got Greenland 2 out, matter of fact, right now, I think, right? But y'all going to see. Go ahead, bro. You got it?
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 10.
Let's go.
All they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Right. I didn't want that one. I wanted the other one where he's talking about. I think it was probably in Obadiah when he's talking about Get that one in Obadiah.
Pride of thy heart.
Yeah, the pride. Yep.
Oh yes.
Pride of thy heart. That's the one. Yeah, because it's a lot of pride. When you talk like that, you a proud man.
Yeah.
And you rolling with that kind of spirit because you know what? That you got the force of the United States military behind you. And like we found out the other day, the United States military is without bounds almost. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's going to be the downfall of America, to be honest with y'all. Y'all going to see. Go ahead.
Obadiah, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
Mm-hmm.
Thou art greatly despised.
Right.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
Right. Because little by little, what's happening? He's being despised. America's being despised. It's really talking about Esau as a whole. But you got the top Edomites, which is who? United States, Babylon, right? Mm-hmm. They being despised by everybody. Like, what is wrong with this man? Everybody keeps saying, yo, this guy's crazy or something. Something must be wrong with him. Go ahead.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
Mm-hmm.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Right. Go ahead.
Whose habitation is high. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Who shall bring me down to the ground? That's what we're looking at right now, y'all. That's what this man is saying. No one can stop us. Could you imagine he's in a room full of people telling them, hey, listen, we either going to do this the easy way or the hard way. Right. I said, who this, Fleece Johnson? I said, what the hell going on here? This man said, we either going to do this easy or hard. It's up to you.
Yo. But it's getting done.
Hey, yo.
Going to get it done.
Yeah.
Damn, he remind me of the same spirit on Pharaoh, the same spirit on Goliath. They were giants. Right. They had the same spirit. They had that pomp. And then boom,
100%, 100%. But it's going to be a bad look. It's going to be a bad look, y'all. You know. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's stay on Greenland. Matter of fact, let's stay on that because that's actually it's real interesting. It's a lot going to be going on with Greenland. I'm telling you, y'all going to be shocked. Hold on. I didn't mean to get to it this early, but now that we're here, we might as well just keep going, and then we could jump back into Venezuela. But hey, bring up number 15. Now watch this. They went to Greenland, right? And they were talking to a politician there. So now this is after Trump is saying, hey, listen, we either going to do this the hard way or the easy way. So she's actually commenting on what she just heard from our good friend Donald Trump. And we like Donald Trump over here. We like the president because guess what? We getting closer and closer. Yeah. See, when we first learned about everything in these scriptures, we're going to bring out some beautiful scriptures later on. But when we first were being taught this, I remember thinking to myself, damn, how's all this going to happen? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, It's kind of strange. Like, we see in the scriptures, but I'm like, how is it going to happen? Now it's fully, now it's all in our face. It's real. It's happening right now. Go ahead.
So I think Trump doesn't know about Greenlandic people. We don't really value cash and Kardashian lips and fake boobs and stuff like that very highly.
Hit pause. Hit pause. She said, we don't value cash because y'all going to find out that Trump is actually, I heard America been trying to buy this place for like the last 50 years or something like that. Been a minute. And he's about to offer them or already offered them like $700 billion, something crazy. Right? So she's saying, yo, we not like that out here. We ain't looking for cash. We not trying to get the Kim Kardashian lips and the fake boobs and all that. This is a different type of place. Go ahead.
Know about Greenlandic people. We don't really value cash and Kardashian lips and fake boobs and stuff like that very highly. Actually, you cannot even own land in Greenland. You can get an allotment for your house and then you own the house on top of the land. But Greenlanders don't believe in the land is for one person, is for everyone. And so is the seas, like the riches that we have there. So it's a big miscalculation that he thinks that Greenlanders would be incited by cash or something like that. We're not. And even if you were to say like $100,000 per person or something like that, we wouldn't give up free health care. We wouldn't give up free education. We wouldn't give up being a part of Europe.
Hit pause.
We wouldn't give up.
Hit pause, y'all. Now, why is she saying this? Because if Trump is to take over Greenland, guess what? Now Greenland is America.
Yep.
Right? See what she got going on? They got free health care, free social programs. All that stuff is for free. School, everything. Right? So what Trump is talking about doing, that's why they asked him, are you willing to give them some money? He's going to come. She just threw up a price, $100,000. So he going to pay everybody $100,000. She's saying, yeah, if you come with $100,000, what that got to do with us getting free health care? That don't do nothing for us in that regard. Because what y'all don't understand, in a lot of these other countries, Norway, Denmark, this place, Greenland, which is owned by Denmark, and different other countries, they all got socialized medicine. They don't pay for health care. The United States, as rich as it is, could do that same thing and doesn't, right? Because of us. Remember, we had a show a while back, I think it was last year, in probably 2024, when we first started, and we had a show that they were saying, we brought something, it was either us or maybe Bishop, I can't remember, but they were saying that the reason we don't have socialized medicine in America is because black people was going to get it. That's why white people never said yes to it, because we were going to get free health care as well. Whoever's here is going to get free health care. They said the hell with that. Right? So when you go to these other countries where it's just them, they do those beautiful things for each other, right? Go ahead, hit play.
On our sovereignty eventually, and we're a very sovereign people within the Kingdom of Denmark. We're autonomous right now. We do not want to be rich like the Americans are. See how greedy they are. They're even trying to shoot their friends or invade their friends just for greed. And we know that there's minerals and oils possibly in our underground.
There you go.
And that's worth
hit
so
pause.
much.
Hit pause. You heard that? She said, we don't want to be like Americans because they greedy. They'll shoot their friends, right? Who's she calling a friend? Denmark. Because Denmark and the United States are in what? NATO. How is one NATO country going to be attacking another NATO country, right? So she's saying, how are we going to be American when Americans, they kill each other for money? She said, we know that there might be minerals here, oil here, different things. All that's been there. Nobody's trying to get it. As it looks right now, right? But now she's speaking reality. Because you think the United States trying to go to Greenland for no reason? They're going to tell you a bunch of stories. Oh, we don't want China and Russia there because they can launch an attack from right there and so on and so forth. Come on, man. You think America worried about somebody launching attacks? Go ahead, hit play.
More even than that. But even if we didn't have that, we would still not be bought. So everyone here knows about the Inuit in Alaska and all of the native tribes, Indians, American Indians who are there. Their land was taken from them, and they haven't been treated that well in America. And we know that Trump is very much surrounding himself, at least with the white power people.
Here we go. Hit pause. So listen, and let me just say, she may be a sister as well, right? Because I believe that she might be. She might not be, but she might be on what you call it. What's the other ones? She might be Japheth, but she's bringing up the point of the Native Americans, right? She said, and now he's working with white power people. They took the land. She's comparing herself to the Native Americans, right? Hit play.
As you can see, we are of color, and so we know our rights probably would be taken away. And we also know that we're very good as we are together with Denmark. As mentioned before, we have free healthcare, we have free study. Whatever you want to study, you can do that for free. And actually, government will give you money to study.
Oh my God!
So while you're studying, you're getting a grant from your government. So all of that we wouldn't trade for, like the welfare state. We wouldn't trade for anything in America.
Hit pause. Hit pause. What she's trying to say is you can't come here and give us SNAP in Section 8. We're not having that. We don't want SNAP and Section 8 and all of that welfare system that y'all got going on in America. What we got going over here is good. Could you imagine us being able to go to school for free? Are you serious right now? School for free, free health care. That's beautiful, man. You know what I mean? Hey, while this is playing, somebody look up and see if the Inuit people are in Greenland. All right, look that up. Inuit, I-N-U-I-T. Hit play.
You have to remember, a lot of Greenlanders have family, like their mother or father or grandmother or grandfather who's Danish. We do have a 400 years history together or more in terms of being interconnected in that way. So, and we're also seeing a lot of protests in America right now that is unsettling with the ICE agents who are sort of going after a lot of people. And from here, it looks like maybe he's going a lot after brown people. And we are considered brown people.
Whoa. Hey, are y'all seeing this, man?
Man,
am I alone here?
No, you're not alone here, man.
Bruh, she said it looks like they're going after brown people. Of course America is. Hey, listen, family, the whole world knows the history of the United States. Because of what? Because of the slave trade. People look at that. America is never getting off the hook for that. The Lord is not going to allow it, and the people, they watch. Yeah. Whenever they see something coming at them, they say, yup, they're coming back with that slave shit again. Yep. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's real.
Right? That's what see how she keeps right. This is a smart woman right here. She's going into the politics, then she's going right back to the social. She's going back and forth. Excellent. Go ahead, hit play.
Who are sort of going after a lot of people. And from here, it looks like maybe he's going a lot after brown people. And we are considered brown people, as you can see. So, yeah, we would rather stay with Denmark. Thank you. America has had up to 17 bases here, and they have closed them all down except for one, the Bidufik Space Base. And America could amp up the base presence, their military presence, and even their military capabilities here all they wanted to. So that is not the argument. And of course, everyone in Greenland.
Right? So what she's saying is that in time past, United States had 17 bases there. They closed down all of them except for one. So her point is that if they want to open them back up, all they got to do is open them back up, ask, and open them right back up so they can be here and protect whatever it is they're trying to protect. They don't need to have this place, right? But they do need to have it. Go ahead, play.
Greenland knows this. We may not be many, but we read, we're educated, and we know about the news of the world, right? Especially regarding our own country. So we know about the treaties that we have with America. This is very much akin to when you have a dog sledge team, when he's using that analogy, and one of the dogs all of a sudden turns around and bites you. You have to take it out of the kennel. You have to take it outside and shoot it. Of course, we're not going to shoot Americans. We're peaceful people, but you cannot trust that dog anymore.
Damn,
forever.
Listen, what is she telling you? That once listen, this woman right here, she's a politician. This is my first time ever seeing her, but whoever she is, man, she's excellent. This woman said, what she's trying to say, y'all, is that in NATO, you got 30-something countries. Mm-hmm. If one of those countries steps out and bites, then you can never trust them again. You got to take them out back and shoot them. She said, we're not going to shoot no Americans. She said Americans, but that ain't what she worried. She talking about him. Yeah. She talking about America as a whole being thrust out of NATO, and then everybody turning on the United States, right?
That sounds familiar.
Exactly. That's scriptures. That's in the scriptures. But notice she's saying it because she's living it. And that's the problem with our people here. We in La La Land. We watching people on arguing back and forth on the internet and yo man, why you looked at me like that? All that stupidity. These people is living prophecy. They living it. And y'all don't know that not y'all who's watching, clearly y'all know, but we talking about the people who's not paying attention to real life. She pulling stuff out the scriptures, don't even know what she's saying. Well, go ahead, hit play.
To take it out of the kennel, you have to take it outside and shoot it. Of course, we're not going to shoot Americans. We're peaceful people, but you cannot trust that dog anymore forever. America has 10,000 soldiers who are for combat in Arctic society. Finland alone has 35,000. We also could impose if we wanted to escalate stuff, we could also impose dropping all American treasury bonds, right? That would hurt. We also have, when you look at France and Canada and all of the allies that are coming to our rush right now, a very big arsenal actually of soldiers and of weapons especially. America had to...
Pause. You see how smooth this lady talks? Mm-hmm. You wouldn't even think she's threatening people.
Man, she's threatening.
Man. Whoever wife that is, I know they be scared tonight.
Right.
You don't know what she's saying.
Hell no.
You want me to cook your dinner tonight? Be like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna eat out. This lady's dangerous.
Beautiful and tasty.
Yeah, this woman is dangerous. She said, listen, the United States only got 10,000 Arctic troops. Finland alone has 35,000. Canada, what she's bringing out is that all of those, what they call Nordic countries, they're built for that kind of warfare. The United States not built for that warfare. United States. Let me tell y'all something. You know, y'all know this. You know, the United States fights wars everywhere else except for the United States. So they're always on somebody else's terrain, and therefore they take a lot of L's. We don't hear about them. They take the United States loses a lot of men in these little skirmishes. We just don't hear about it, right? That's why they try not to get into those ground wars. They got the drones, they got this, that, third going on, right? But what she's saying is when all of those come together with the weaponry and everything, we're going to be outnumbered. Well, so she thinks. You know how the United States is, you know? Hit play.
To borrow Denmark's warship for Arctic seas. So, I mean, it's not a given that America would win here. We fought alongside America in a lot of other wars around the world because we wanted to adhere to the treaties that we had gone through. But they have seen that some of the street fighting in Syria, for example, has been very, very hard on Western soldiers, right? I imagine it will probably be the same in Greenland. It would be like something else.
Dang.
So I wouldn't laugh it off,
said,
but
"Come
of
over
course
here
nobody
playing."
wants
The
war in it.
hey,
She said, "Come over here
said a
playing
lot.
if you like." You think it was hard where you was? It's gonna be a lot bad here, a lot worse here.
Oh yeah.
She's saying they was kind of losing over there.
Yep.
And I think if they came over there, they'd probably be kind of losing over here too. That's what
right.
she's saying.
Yeah, she said because we're gonna pop out our own house with our weapons too.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna be just the troops. It's gonna be the people coming out of their house too. Because remember, like I told you, it's only like 57. According to what I heard, it's only about 57,000 people living out there. I'm not sure if that's accurate, right? Hey, did y'all find that thing with the? Pull that up real quick.
It's cold as hell out there.
Man, you think it ain't?
Them United States troops gonna hit the ground and be like,
Look at that.
"Ugh."
Look at that. Greenland's population is predominant. Oh, hey, Officer Matthias, why don't you try reading something?
All right. Greenland's population is predominantly Inuit.
Right.
The indigenous people who migrated from Siberia, forming distinct groups like Kalalit, Inuit, and Lit, known for their hunting culture, strong community ties, and unique language, though they have adapted traditional practices with modern life, maintaining their identity as the heart of Greenlandic culture and self-rule within the Danish realm.
Okay. So I believe so. According to this, maybe they might be from on the Moabite side or Japhetic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too sure about them. I was thinking maybe they might have been part of Gad or something, because Gad was going up pretty high up there. But going up into Alaska. But I wouldn't say for sure. I would have to look that up. I didn't really pay attention that much. But hit play.
And nobody wants to be invaded. Of course, there are bad chapters with Denmark and Greenland because we have a 400-year history. But actually, I also saw a YouTube video that kind of emerged recently that said American soldiers were very bad to some of our people here too in Asuk, which is a small settlement in here. Some of the elders that remember them also said, well, those guys were really not that good. So it really doesn't matter what happened between Denmark and Greenland. We'll figure that out. Denmark and Greenland is fine as we are. We will figure it out. If we want to be independent, Greenlanders should be able to decide that, not with pressure from a superpower somewhere. And we are well aware that if we became independent tomorrow, he would just invade us because he would have no problems with Nato, Europe, everything else. So I think he's banking sort of in a very insulting way that Greenlanders are like stupid, uneducated people who doesn't follow the news around the world, and we're not. It's the exact opposite. We're going to be here hundreds of years after Donald Trump. Even if he invaded us, I think we would just wait him out like bad weather. Everyone here knows that the weather decides. If we get a storm, we may have to hunker down for a day or two, and we will hunker down for a year or two, or even 10 years or 20 years, and then we'll go back to Denmark as soon as Trump and his likes were gone. Everyone wants a peaceful solution. Donald Trump is the only one who seems to want to fight, and I don't even think the American military would want to fight. It just seems crazy and unhinged. It seems like he's going to pay off some of his wealthy donors so he can run for president a third time, to be honest. That's what most Greenlanders are thinking. We don't know, but that's what we're thinking. They already did a poll last year. 6% only was pro-American. I have seen a lot of videos on social media lately where they are saying, I'm sorry, I was wrong about MAGA, I was wrong about America. So I would think it would be even...
Hit pause. We good. We could drop that. But look what's happening. So now you got these people, they're watching the news closely, paying attention to polls and all of that to see what? That Americans don't like Trump. That's what she's trying to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, that's right on point. She's seeing all of the plans, seeing right through, and they not falling for all the tricks. Also because they walk hand in hand with them. They done fought little proxy wars with them.
Yep.
You know, so they like, hey, we remember that trick they did that. We remember what they did to the Native Americans. They bringing it over here, and now we not gonna stand for it.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And other countries are hearing that, and they agreeing.
Exactly.
Not necessarily on camera, but I'm pretty sure they getting calls like, yeah, I feel you. If they do that, then boom.
Oh,
like,
they stepping straight to it. Like, nah, we with you. But go ahead. You saying something?
The analogy she used was like a dog pulling a sleigh.
Yes.
It's multiple dogs pulling that sleigh. That's that NATO. They was all pulling one sleigh in one direction.
Right.
And then if one step out of line and break the rules, start to bite, it's only one solution. And that's the type of situation she's saying is going on.
Right.
Trump going crazy.
Yep. Yeah, that's real crazy. But that's some interesting stuff. We about to get into some more. I'm telling you, y'all gonna be shocked. I'm telling you when we get this other video we're gonna play. But bring up number 16, y'all, because this is the Prime Minister of Greenland. He went and started a protest and a rally. All right, that's how serious they are. They not playing over there. As soon as they heard Donald Trump talking crazy, the whole place started rallying up because they know what it is. They know how this man get down. That generally, if he's saying something, it's happening. It's happening. That's how he is. That's why she said, yo, he seems unhinged. Everybody's saying the same thing, unhinged, crazy. One person said frontal lobe dementia. I said, damn. They're using big words. All right, y'all got that? 16? All right, watch this, y'all. So you see they got some peaceful protests. They don't even talk. They just standing there. It says Greenland is not for sale. You got a whole other life over there. Imagine if that was America. They'd be screaming and yelling.
Right.
They had to play some background music. It was so silent.
For real. Hey, listen, if that's the kind of music they make over there, I think Trump better go over there. Oh, nah.
Version of the Rocky song, bro.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
like.
Flying high now. Yo. All right, so y'all can drop that. Y'all can drop that. We just wanted to show what's happening, how the people are responding over there, right? They're not taking it well. All right. Bring up. Okay, hold on. Let me see what I want to hit next. Bring up number 17. I think that's the one I'm looking for. Go ahead.
For anyone who thought that Donald Trump couldn't possibly...
Y'all got that? Okay, yeah, this is it.
Donald Trump couldn't possibly be serious about his idea to try and annex Greenland. He just took to Truth Social, writing, "We have subsidized Denmark and all of the countries..."
Hit pause. All right. Go ahead, read that thing, bro.
We have subsidized Denmark and all the countries of the European Union and others for many years by not charging them tariffs or any other forms of remuneration.
Remuneration.
Yeah. Now, after centuries, it is time for Denmark to give back World peace is at stake. China and Russia want Greenland, and there is not a thing that Denmark can do about it. They currently have 2 dog sleds as protection and one added recently.
Yo, hold on. This man is disrespectful. He said, listen, if China and Russia want Greenland, there's nothing that Denmark can do about it because the only thing they got is 2 dog sleds to protect the place, and they just got one the other day. This man is disrespectful. Hey, but here's the thing, right? The thing is that Denmark wouldn't have to protect it alone. That's why they got NATO. If anybody was to attack Greenland, NATO would step in there. So this is disingenuous. This is foolish what he's saying. But go ahead, hit play, y'all. I just want to
European Union.
See if y'all can. Damn. All right. Go ahead, hit play.
Union and others for many years by not charging them tariffs or any other form of remuneration. Now, after centuries, it is time for Denmark to give back. World peace is at stake. China and Russia want Greenland, and there is not a thing that Denmark can do about it. They currently have 2 dog sleds as protection, one added recently. Only the United States of America under President Donald J. Trump.
Hit pause.
Damn.
That was the reason why she mentioned the dog sled thing, because of that statement that he made right there. I wanted to add that. Go ahead.
Can play in this game, and very successfully at that. No one will touch this sacred piece of land, especially.
Listen, we just brought out. Get me out of the way for a second, y'all. We just brought out about the pride of this man.
Yep.
Only the United States of America, under President Donald J. Trump, can play in this game, and very successfully at that. You gotta laugh, man. This is some cocky stuff.
Look
Go ahead.
look, man. Look what it's reading
I know.
afterwards.
Yeah, for real. Go ahead.
Bruh.
He's disrespectful. Hit play.
Especially since the national security of the United States and the world at large is at stake. On top of everything else, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, the United Kingdom, and Netherlands, and Finland have journeyed to Greenland for purposes unknown. This is a very dangerous situation for the safety and security and survival of our planet. These countries who are playing this very dangerous game have put a level of risk in play that is not tenable or sustainable. Therefore, it is imperative that in order to protect global peace and security, strong measures be taken so that this potentially perilous situation end quickly and without question. Starting on February 1st, 2026, all of the above-mentioned countries, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, the UK, and Netherlands, and Finland, will be charged a 10% tariff on any and all goods sent to the United States of America.
Hit pause. Look at this now. This man is going to put tariffs on the UK, on Germany, France, Sweden, Norway. This guy, listen, this man want to go to war with everybody.
Yeah.
Man.
He wants to go to war with everybody. But go ahead.
How many heads is that, bro? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Look like 4 of the 7, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is no, because it's expanded. So you're right, because that's NATO.
Yeah.
Those are actually a lot of the countries that's in NATO. NATO got about 31, 32 countries in there. Some of them are small countries like Slovenia and like some little countries that, they just hanging on. But these are the main guys. And he said he's gonna put 10% tariff on them. Go ahead.
On June 1st, 2026, the tariff will be increased to 25%.
Dang.
This tariff will be due and payable until such time as a deal is reached for the complete and total purchase of Greenland. The United States has been trying to do this transaction for over 150 years. Many presidents have tried, and for good reason, but Denmark has always refused. Now, because of the Golden Dome and modern-day weapon systems, both offensive and defensive, the need to acquire is especially important. Hundreds of billions of dollars are currently being spent.
Pause. So the Golden Dome. Hey, pull up Golden Dome. Right? Find that, the Golden Dome. The Golden Dome is what they're trying to build now as a defense mechanism against, ICBMs and all of that. It's sort of like what they got in Israel. What they call that again?
The Iron Dome.
Iron Dome, right. So this one is going to be wilder than that, right? Some craziness they're going to build. I saw a little sketch of it. I was like, man, this is outrageous. When y'all pull that up real quick so we can see. People need to see that thing, all right? Golden Dome. You got a little bit better. See if you can find something better than that. That looked like the damn Death Star from Star Wars, man. Come on. Find that Golden Dome, y'all. But this is what's going on, y'all. It's happening. Y'all might not have known how deep it's going to get with this Greenland thing. Wait till y'all see the rest. I'm telling you, you're going to be shocked. Because when they say Greenland, I'm thinking to myself, Greenland, like, what's the big deal about Greenland now? But I did have a little bit of understanding because I knew something that we're going to play a little later. I didn't know it was Greenland. I thought it was a little bit further into Alaska, but We're going to see. Y'all got that? Okay, there you go. The Golden Dome is super. That's crazy right there, bro. Right? Go ahead. Let's try to see if we can read something, bro. Yo, go ahead.
In fewer than 40 months, President Trump's presidency will end. The question is, will this signature project, the Golden Dome, die with it?
Right. So this is something that's being proposed, right? Somebody came up with this idea, but it goes along with, Space Force and all that other stuff. Go ahead, hit play.
You said,
no, go ahead. Keep reading.
It could survive even if the Republicans lose control of the House or Senate in 2026. How? If the Space Force lofts a working space-based interceptor constellation of any sort by 2028, the Republicans could lock the program in no matter who wins the White House in 2029.
Right. Okay. So, hey, y'all can drop that, right? So the point is that's the Golden Dome, right? This defensive and he said offensive. So maybe there's going to be an offensive component to it. I'm not too sure about it. I haven't looked into it fully, right? But the point is to get it started. If they can just get it started by 2028, then whoever the next president is or the next cabinet or whatever, they have to take it on and continue it. All right. So go back to where we was at before. What we had going on? Yeah, go ahead. Hit play.
For good reason, but Denmark has always refused. Now, because of the Golden Dome and modern-day weapon systems, both offensive and defensive, the need to acquire is especially important. Hundreds of billions of dollars are currently being spent on security programs having to do with the dome, including for the possible protection of Canada, and this very brilliant but highly complex system can only work at its maximum potential and efficiency because of angles, metes, and bounds if this land is included in it. The United States of America is immediately open to negotiation with Denmark and or any of these countries that have put so much at risk, despite all that we have done for them, including maximum protection over so many decades. Thank you for your attention to this matter. All of which is to say,
hey, we can get rid of that, right? So look at that now. He's saying that they need the land for the dome, which you don't. Because the United States can build a dome and be like, hey, Denmark, we're going to build a dome. Denmark going to say, all right, good luck. Yeah, thanks. Because they'll be part of it. They part of NATO. It's deeper than that, y'all. It's deeper. All right? Now, let's take a look. Hey, y'all, if y'all want to say something, jump in, bro.
Yeah, I want to go back to that lady. You know how she said she familiar with how they move, how Americans move, and she don't want to be bitten by that snake, so to say, right?
Right.
Go to Psalms 55 and verse 20.
Right, exactly.
Go to Psalms 55 and verse 20.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 20.
Come on.
Let's go. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace
Now,
with
we know
him.
this is talking about us, but I'm using this right now for the situation. Read that again.
He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Look, because all of these countries was at peace. They was at peace. Go ahead.
He hath broken his covenant.
Donald Trump don't give a damn about no peace. He don't give a damn about them peace treaties that y'all had with them. Go ahead.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
You know what the crazy thing is? His words ain't even as smooth as butter. He just trying to take it over. Go ahead.
But war was in his heart.
Yeah, he got that war on his mind. He said he won't do it the easy way or the hard way.
For real.
And he want the hard way.
Yeah, he does. He loves it.
That's what he want.
Oh, yeah.
He want the war. He want the hard way. Go ahead.
His words were softer than oil.
Mm-hmm.
Yet were they drawn swords.
Yet he trying to draw them swords to get them up out of there. He don't give a damn about offering them no money.
No, not at all.
And he don't give it any damn sure don't give a damn about them peace treaties that they done had.
Oh no.
Donald Trump just trying to do the damn thing, man.
She said that they remembering the history. She said that.
Yeah.
With the Native American Indians, how they you know how they broke all the treaties or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we remember that. So
yeah.
they're not dealing with him.
No, not at all. And that's what was beautiful about how she was bringing it out. Because you're right. She brought out the treaties. She didn't even bring out the fact that America broke the treaties, but she mentioned treaties.
Yeah.
Because she know everybody going to know, yeah, America don't keep no treaties.
Yeah.
This is par for the course. Whenever they feel like changing something up, we feel different about it today, y'all. So, goodbye. Say bye to Miss Laura. You know what I mean? Yo, hey, bring up video number 18. All right, watch this, y'all. All right, number 18.
Greenland.
It's the largest island. Bring it back. Make sure to hear it right from the beginning.
This is Greenland. It's the largest island in the world, but for decades it was overlooked. A seemingly irrelevant, remote, frozen wasteland owned by Denmark. But since Trump came to office, he's been obsessed with trying to take it, even floating the idea of buying it outright. Up until now, those attempts haven't exactly worked out. This time, however, things are looking very different. A couple of years ago, the idea of forcibly seizing territory from a NATO ally would have been totally unthinkable. But with the US invading Venezuela, detaining its president, and facing little more than diplomatic outrage in response, it's become abundantly clear that those old rules don't seem to apply anymore. And Trump is clearly punch-drunk on the idea of expanding America's reach. If he were to decide to take the island by force, it doesn't seem like anybody could stop him, something which looks more and more likely by the day. Trump himself claimed the US needs Greenland, and even joked about plans to make Greenland great again. Yet the real reasons for his obsession with the island are far more abrupt. Greenland's location is unique, sitting almost halfway between North America and Europe, and within touching distance of some of the most strategic waters in the world. But the thing is, the US already has military bases here, and if they wanted more, they could probably just ask Denmark and be allowed. Trump's interest comes from something else. Beneath its icy surface lies an abundance of rare earth minerals.
Here we go.
And potentially some of the largest oil deposits in the world, with an estimated value of...
Pause. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Y'all had to know what was going on. Diamonds.
Hey, yo.
Iron. And guess what? Uranium.
Yep.
Nuclear weapons. What would that do? That would get them to get out of Africa. Right? Because right now they got Africa plundered. Now y'all understand why they're in Africa, because it was easy in Africa. Right? You don't have to worry about drilling through no ice. None of that. Right? You got labor there. You got the slave. You can enslave the people. They dig with their hands and get all that stuff out of there for you. Right? It's very easy there. But now this is the next frontier. Right? Uranium, zinc, and lead, ruby, gold, copper. So for y'all to understand, copper, zinc, lead, uranium, those are like necessary elements for obviously everything, right? But when you're going into missiles, you're going into all of the war machines, all of the new AI stuff. AI is going to get so prevalent, and they're building data centers all over the place now, more data centers, right? These are all the things they need, and gold as well. Not just for jewelry. Y'all might think about gold as just jewelry, but it also works in as a capacitor and things like that. This is why they need to get there, and of course the oil. How could we forget the oil, right? Saying worth, what is that? Trillions? What is that? I don't even know what that is. Hit play.
Upwards of $4 trillion.
Yeah.
Around 20% of the entire past production of the United States. Geographic, military, and economic potential have transformed this icy island into one of the biggest geopolitical flashpoints of the last decade. But it's not just the US who have noticed this, it's Russia and China too. In the last few years, their presence in the Arctic has exploded. Both have invested billions in the region, from an Arctic Silk Road project to even bidding on vital infrastructure in Greenland itself.
Right.
As this threat grows,
pause, y'all. So y'all remember, we did that show before about Russia and China and Africa and all that, right? So Russia and China are always working together, right? They working together. They got it cracking right now in Africa, right? They got the uranium. They doing deals there, right? Not like how when the United States went in, Esau going in just steal and steal and steal. We're not saying that China and Russia are not getting the better of the deal, but at least they're cutting deals, right? So they're actually liked in Africa, right? They got a little bit of, quote unquote love. You understand what I'm saying? But now they're looking to venture into that place. Why? Because they want, and this is what Trump is, see, he's not coming out and saying it, but what he's trying to do is getting them to not be able to have all they're going to need to do what? Have more weapons, have more money, right? The more money you have, the more soldiers you're going to get. All of that, all of this is all what's going on, y'all. All right, hit play.
the US is getting increasingly desperate and increasingly unpredictable, which raises a deeper question. What is it about Greenland that made it so valuable, and why is the US willing to risk so much to secure it? To understand this relationship, we first need to go back in time.
All right. Hey, pause, y'all. We can drop that. right? But I wanted to show y'all what was the whole thing really about. There's plenty of minerals there. Like he's about to go into it and say, oh, back in the days, this, that, and the third. No, we don't give a damn about that. We talking about right now, right? Of course they wanted Greenland back then because America's just an empire. They wanted to be the new empire. That's what we're going into tonight, about how they're trying to take everything, right? But the point is they want to get there for the minerals. The same thing, why you think there's so many Russians and Chinese? They're not just in Greenland. They up by Alaska, all of that over there. And Greenland is close to Alaska, but they all over there because there's minerals and everything out there. It's just that it's so frigid and the ice is, you talking about like a mile deep. All right, this is not no regular ice. You know what I'm saying? This is a mile deep. So you got to have new type of machinery and everything else. It's a lot. But that's what the new battle is, y'all. That's what the new battle is. Okay, y'all can jump in whatever you want.
You got the race for Greenland right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm thinking Trump ready to kill.
Think not?
He ready to get up in there by any means necessary.
Oh yeah.
It's a nickel bag sold in the park, and Trump
right.
on in.
He want in. He want the whole nickel.
He want the whole nickel.
Yeah. He said, "Listen, I'm gonna give you a little bit to, you know what I mean, to get you up off of this block. I'm gonna buy the block from you." They said, "Nah." They said, "Nah, we ain't selling."
She
the block.
ain't selling, punk.
He
ready to fight.
I'm not selling, punk.
We see what you did to Venezuela.
Right. Said, yo, we can't share this block with you, man. Y'all don't want to share. Right. Now remember the lady had brought up about the troops and all of that, right? About the ice, the Arctic fighters, right? So watch this. Play number 20, y'all.
As a Dane who suffered a lot of losses in Afghanistan, 52 soldiers killed, that's as many per capita as the United States, is it disappointing to you that we're in this position? Frankly, it is. I spoke with Zoran Anderson here in Nuuk in Greenland. He's Denmark's top military commander for the entire Arctic region. He's the one that's going to be leading the NATO military training exercises that are coming up here. Already troops are beginning to arrive, and he told me their training, their exercise, the number of troops is only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger from here. It's very clear that at the moment President Trump's putting a huge amount of pressure on the Danish government, on Greenland, because he wants to have Greenland. Is this a message to President Trump that NATO can provide security here?
I will not go into any political thoughts, but for me it is, if you're going to defend the kingdom, going to defend NATO's northern flank, you simply have to train.
And part of the defense of the kingdom requires Danish troops, if fired upon by others, to fire back. If US troops came here in an aggressive way, President Trump says he might have to do this the hard way. If US troops came here and fired, would Danish troops fire back at their NATO ally?
I think it's a hypothetical question, actually, because I don't think a NATO ally will attack another NATO ally.
As a Dane,
yo, drop that. See, this is beautiful. For all the brothers out there who's officers and all that, y'all need to learn from that man. See how he didn't answer that question?
Right.
He said, I ain't got time for your foolishness, bro. What the hell are you talking about? Of course we're going to fire back. I'm not telling you that. He said, listen, NATO ally will not raise up against another NATO ally, but yet they're training and get ready, right? His job as a soldier is not to be talking about feelings and what you going to do. Yeah, he getting orders. He waiting to get orders. But the point is that they getting these troops deployed and starting them to get ready fast. So we just hearing about this. So that means they've been hearing about this for 2 months.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They getting busy, you know? Now, there's something I want to play for y'all, right? Now, we're going to go through this thing. This is crazy. Now, bring up number 23, all right? This brother we about to bring up, I want to get him on the show. This guy right here is incredible. His name is Malcolm Nance. So he was terrorist, what they call it, anti-terrorism specialist, all of that, another level. He called himself a spy and all that type of stuff, right? So what he did was he did a video, and he did like 10 consequences that the United States is going to incur if they decide to run down on Greenland, right? So this is interesting stuff. Bring it, pull up number 23 and bring it to about 11 minutes. Let me see what around 11 minutes. Let me see what he's talking about right there. All right.
40 armed Danish policemen in the villages of Greenland with, bear hunting rifles and sidearms. Then, in last June, Denmark started putting armed soldiers in the city of Nuuk, fighter jets in Karlsruhe, and making it clear that they were going to start defending Greenland. This year, now that Trump's threats have gotten very serious, they are bringing NATO forces into Greenland because if there is an attempt to seize Greenland, then we are starting the first U.S. versus NATO war.
Right.
People say, Malcolm, won't NATO dissolve if the United States attacks Greenland? No. NATO is a treaty alliance of 32 countries. Minus the United States, 31 countries stay in that alliance. Even if we were to lose some of the more suspicious countries, right? Serbia, Slovakia, and Hungary, all of whom have a lean towards Moscow, and a few others who might want to remain neutral.
Hit pause.
NATO.
So what he's saying is that people might say, well, wait a minute, if the United States not part of NATO, will NATO fold up? He's saying no, because it's 31 more countries. A few of them is kind of really with Russia. That's what he's saying. That's why he says suspicious. They in NATO, but they kind of rolling with Russia a little bit, right? Hey, listen, y'all. When it comes to all of this politics and countries and all this, ain't nobody trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's all business for them, right? They'll flip when they have to, right? But hit play.
Is still an alliance of dozens of countries that will come to the defense of Greenland. We saw just recently the defense minister of the United Kingdom, Great Britain, said they will not allow the United States to use British bases, personnel, equipment, or information to assist.
Y'all heard that? So you talking about the United Kingdom? That's America's sister, right? Said, yo, you will not be able to use our information. You can't use our airline, the airports or whatever to launch they raids. No equipment, no nothing, right?
You on your own. Yeah.
If you want to do this, you on your own. And then you ain't really on your own because we're going to be with you, but we're going to be fighting you. We ain't going to allow it to happen. That's what's happening, y'all. This is what's going down, all right, if America chooses to go this route. Hit play.
Great Britain said they will not allow the United States to use British bases, personnel, equipment, or information to assist in any aggressive action towards Greenland, which means the United States will lose its ability to project power. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, Malcolm, what is the first consequence if Trump starts making decisions that he is going to take Greenland by force? Well, before that occurs, Denmark will most likely invoke NATO Article 4. That is an article in which one member of NATO has a severe disagreement with another member of NATO and wants it brought before the entire council of 32 countries, in essence, to get an explanation or to issue warnings as an alliance. This is pre-conflict.
Right. Hit
Turkey.
Pause. Hit pause. Y'all heard that, right? So when that happens, then a conversation got to be had. Okay, why are you doing this? Oh, we told you we want to buy the place. You don't want to listen. We said we got to do it easy or hard, so we going the hard way. Okay, well, if you go hard, this is what we're going to do. This is that. That's that kind of conversation, right? Go ahead, y'all.
Has done this several times, particularly when the Turks and the Greeks went to war with each other, in this, or not war, but let's just say were confronting each other when Turkey seized Cyprus, half of the island of Cyprus, which Greece saw as itself its own protectorate. And other times, like when the United States invaded Iraq, Turkey complained with a NATO Article 4 invocation. When the United States was blasting ISIS entities that were very close to Turkey, Turkey invoked NATO Article 4. So to have those discussions, you invoke Article 4. The problem is if Denmark ever invokes NATO Article 4, there will be consequences that all of us will feel. One, insurance rates around the world will skyrocket. In anticipation that invoking this means that Denmark feels that a Conflict is very, very possible. This is not going to be done on a whim. So many people, businesses around the world will seek to limit their exposure, particularly in merchant ships. That's because Denmark.
Hit pause. Matter of fact, you know what? Play it, and we'll pause it right after he says this. Hit play.
Denmark operates the largest merchant fleet in the world. Denmark itself may do what it's doing now, which is call more.
I'm sorry, right? So what they're saying is that countries will just stop doing business, right? Because if you got a little skirmish going on, maybe your goods is not even going to get all the way over here, right? That's number one. Number two, you don't want to do business with America right now. Right? Because they breaking all treaties. You ain't doing no business, right? So in Denmark, there's a company called, and I think he's going to bring it up. It's called Maersk. Y'all probably seen the containers all over. They up and down. They're the biggest shipping company in the world, right? They'll automatically just shut that down. There won't be nothing popping. But hit play, y'all. Hit play.
Or exercises or deliberately move more forces into Greenland so that if Donald Trump loses his mind and orders U.S. special operations or airborne forces to jump into Greenland, they can make it very painful in deaths of U.S. service members. One thing that people tend to forget is that the United...
He said they can make it very painful in deaths for the U.S. soldiers, right? And that's the thing that America doesn't like. Right. Obviously, nobody wants to lose soldiers. But when they come back to the United States saying, we just lost 1,000 troops, you know, they be lying. Oh, there was a helicopter accident and all that. They don't want to say that they got shot down and all this. That's really what they fear the most, because if the United States, enough Edomites start complaining, they're going to have to pull out. Right. But not really, because now it's Donald Trump. He don't give a damn what nobody talking about.
Right.
Right. Go ahead. Hit play.
The United States is not. How can I put it? You cannot move forces magically, right? Physics, space, time, distance, all are factors. Even though you could theoretically fly from Washington, D.C. to Nook, Greenland directly, well, that's if, in a matter of 5 or 6 hours, that is if you could fly directly over Canada, which is a NATO nation. And we may find ourselves shut out of that. So Denmark may move forces there in order to provide a deterrence to the United States, and other NATO nations may go there in advance of a realistic threat. But Malcolm, all of that falls apart. The United States deploys special forces and airborne forces and starts seizing the airport at Nuuk, Kangerlussuaq, and down at Qaqortoq. So which means that they have access to the top 3 bases. Malcolm, why won't they just send troops all the way up to the space base in Patuxent? Because that base is 1,000 miles away from the capital of Nuuk. That's how big Greenland is. So you would actually have to fly past your objectives to get to a U.S. base that borders Canadian airspace in order to bring troops there, and it is not a good launching place. It's just better.
So what he's saying is that in order for America to even engage in this type of situation, they would have to fly there to the base, and they got to drop their guys. You know what I'm saying? They got to go airborne. They got to come down parachutes and all of that. It ain't going to be no landing and, getting your men and they just rolling around smooth. No, it's going to be like a real invasion type situation, which nobody really wants to deal with, especially in that place. It's not, and the part that's being inhabited, they're going to see you as soon as you come in. And that's what he was saying. They're going to make it very terrible for them. Hit play.
To fly out of Maine or Massachusetts to get up there. So the United States does this. The first thing that will happen is Article 5 of the NATO Charter, which states that one nation that has been attacked means that all member states of NATO are attacked. Some people say, well, the United States will probably want to get out of NATO if that happens. That's true. The United States, like the Japanese before Pearl Harbor, could start breaking relations in advance of that. And to do that, they would invoke NATO Article 13, which is one nation wishing to withdraw from NATO. They could actually do that at the same hour that U.S. forces are flying into Nuuk or these other air bases and declare that they are no longer members of NATO. Therefore, it wouldn't be a NATO nation attacking the NATO states. but it would be an armed outside aggressor attacking NATO states. Therefore, the other 31 nations of NATO would be obliged by treaty to defend Denmark and Greenland with their military or economic forces.
Right.
That
Go ahead. Hit play.
being said, the first consequence would be Denmark invoking Article 5 and aligning the entirety of Europe against the United States.
There you go. Hit pause. Now, that's something that years and years and years ago when the bishop was starting to teach that, right? You couldn't really, at the time, none of this was going on.
Right.
So you couldn't really imagine, you're saying to yourself, okay, well, something's going to happen to make this pop off. We just got to see, we couldn't really see, right? Scripture say, watch and pray, right? We watching, we praying and watching, and now we seeing it. All these years later, now it's unfolded, right? Hey, let's get 2nd Ezra real quick.
This is war!
Let me get 2nd Ezra 15, all right? When you get there, start at verse 37.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 37.
Let's go.
And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon earth, and they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them.
Right. So when you read it up above, it's talking about what? It's talking about the Carmanians, which is Iran, right? Which America is lining up to attack Iran as we speak, right? Iran, the Ishmael, the Arabs, right? All that is up in the verses above, right? And this is when they start turning it up on America, right? Go ahead, read on.
Verse 38. And then shall there come great storms from the south.
Right. Great storms from the south. Okay, that's talking about the Arabs, the south. Go ahead.
And from the north.
North, Europe. That's what he just said, right? The European countries, right? Go ahead.
And another part from the west.
And the west, that's the United States. Go ahead.
And strong winds shall arise from the east.
Go ahead.
And shall open it. And the cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the stars stirred to cause fear toward the east and west wind,
right, China,
shall be destroyed.
Right, go ahead.
The great and mighty clouds shall be lifted up.
Right, the great and mighty clouds. That's talking about NATO. That's the 10 horns, the great and mighty clouds. Go ahead.
Full of wrath, and the star that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place, and horrible star.
Right, that's talking about weaponry. That's talking about missiles. Right, this is on and cracking, y'all. This is what we reading right here. All right, go ahead.
Fire and hail and flying swords and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood, and grass of the meadows and their corn. And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon, and make her afraid.
And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon. And who's that? The United States. And make her afraid.
Hit the ball.
All right. This is when we first start breaking this down years and years ago. Again, all praise to the Most High, gave it to the bishop, and he breaking it down to us. But at that time, none of this was really going on. Right. So you just were saying to yourself, damn, I wonder how all this is going to happen. You know what I mean? Now we're staring right at it. The scriptures talk about, our conversation got to be right because, that time is coming. It's in 2 Peter's. I'm quoting it messed up, right? And y'all just sit there quiet and don't help with nothing.
Oh, 3.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Say something, bro.
My bad.
Man, quiet up in there and all that. Yeah. All right. But y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
that our conversation got to be right because that time is coming. That's what we're looking at right now, y'all. All right,
because we can see it coming.
Right,
so we're not gonna sleep like other people
That's right.
sleeping. They think the world is just going on, but we're reading the script. We got the beginning of the story, the midst of the story, and we got the end of the story.
Right,
and us knowing the end, God's telling you, hey, you better tighten up.
Yeah,
you stay tight. It's not time to fall away.
Yeah,
it's not
matter
time
of fact,
right there.
Let's just bring it out.
Yep.
Bring it out.
2 Peter.
Yep. 2 Peter chapter 3. Let me see.
You want to start at verse 8, maybe?
Yeah. You can bring out. No, 9 is good.
9.
Come on.
It's the book of 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night,
Right.
in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Go ahead.
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
Right, because y'all might be looking like, oh, man, this is just a little skirmish. They probably going to get over this. What you're watching is the beginnings. Now, the beginnings of World War III is already been started, right? You see Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, Russia, United States, Iran, Israel, all of that. Matter of fact, the only reason the United States didn't hit Iran yet, if we got time, we're going to touch it. United States didn't hit Iran yet because Israel said don't do it because we ain't ready for Iran's comeback. Because Iran got many missiles ready and waiting, right? You got that going on. You got, like they brought out Syria, you got little situations that's jumping off in Africa. There's a lot, Venezuela. Now you're talking about Russia, Mexico, Colombia, all of that. This man got all fires turned up on his stove, man. Yeah, read on.
Max.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
Right. We got to be in all holy conversation and godliness, right? Because that time is coming. It's coming quickly. Again, we don't know the exact date, time, and all that. Like Matthew 24:36 say, right? We don't know, but we know that it's coming, right? Well, go ahead, yo. Go back. Go ahead. You got something?
Yeah, let me get 1 Thessalonians 5 and 2. We talking we just read 2 Peter 3 where it's talking about the day of the Lord burning like an oven as a thief in the night, right? All of a sudden it's going to happen. So watch this.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 2.
Let's go.
For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Same topic. Hey, it's going to come out of nowhere. Nobody know the date or time. Read.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Right. So when they think it's all on lock, when they got everything under control, peace and safety, they think they got the upper hand, sudden destruction. Right. It's other scriptures go into more detail on how that's going to turn. Right. But read on.
As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Read on.
But ye brethren are not in darkness.
We are not in the dark of these things. We have read these scriptures, had them broke down, seen the prophecies. Read.
That day should overtake you as a thief.
This day should not sneak up upon us. We should know that, oh, it's on the way. This damn near over. We should know that. Read on.
Ye are all the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness.
We are not asleep. We should be awake, and it's going to say it. Read on.
Therefore, let us not sleep as do others.
Don't enjoy this world and La La Land and TikTok and all that and sleep like everybody else. We know, read.
But let us watch and be sober.
Let us watch and pay attention, be sober, stay clear mind, read.
For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night.
Right, they drunk with that wine, the philosophy, the lies. We not to be like that. We're supposed to be right here.
Right.
Supposed to be right here in the safety of the Lord.
Hit the bomb.
This is terrible timing to go back into your wickedness, to go back into your sin. It's terrible time.
Yeah, people want to roll the dice. This is not the time. You know what I mean? But go back to the brother, Malcolm Nance. Bring that back up.
That's why I say it would be the start of the United States versus NATO war, because the United States will probably withdraw from NATO in the same breath. The second major consequence is almost instantaneously, U.S. intelligence will go not blind, because we have resources and sensors in the United States, whether they're land-based, space-based, that will still be able to see around the United States. But there are resources that are going to shut off if the United States attacks a NATO fellow ally. The most important of which apparently were the resources Donald Trump wanted most, which is radar centers that are supposedly protecting the United States from Russian attack. They already exist. Flying Dales in Great Britain and one in Patuxent Space Base and the Canadians operate the ballistic missile early warning system, BMUS, and all the DULA.
Hit pause, right? So at the end, what he's trying to say is that Donald Trump is saying that he wants the place for some kind of security purpose, but they already got stuff going.
Yeah.
Right? They control the whole area anyway. They got NATO's there, the UK, the Europe. Everybody's protecting each other right there. They're all family. So him saying that he needs the place to go add some golden dome and he needs it and this, it's BS.
Yeah.
He just wants it for the other stuff, the oil. All right, go ahead, hit play.
Right? These are direct radar early warning sites, which have radars that go over the North Pole, in which you can actually see how those Russian ballistic missiles or bombers would be coming from Russia over the North Pole towards the United States. They would all shut off instantly, because now the United States would be a hostile power, and you do not want to be providing intelligence of these radars to a hostile power, because they can not only track ballistic missiles, they can track aircraft. And that's why the United...
So hold on. Now he added, right, that they will no longer have access to those radar systems, to those defense systems. Once they break off from NATO, they're going to be blinded, basically, is what he's saying. Now, you know the United States got the eagle in the sky. They got satellites and all of that. But still, there's going to still be a little restriction on what they're going to see, obviously, right? He's trying to let you know. Now, this is a man. This man right here, this is a military man. This is not some correspondent, some guy that's just talking. This is a man that been on the ground fighting, killing. You understand? Yeah. Talking to countries and all that. I think he went to Greenland now. He should be over there now. That's how you see how well he's pronouncing the words and all that. Yeah. He's been there many times. Yeah, this guy's unbelievable. But go ahead, hit play.
The United States itself would stop getting intelligence from NATO. Another thing that would happen is all intelligence relationships with the United States would cease to exist. They would shut off from all NATO nations because the United States is hostile. Human intelligence from the Central Intelligence Agency. Central Intelligence Agency officers would now be designated hostile intelligence agencies within NATO. So they would be, CIA station chiefs and other officers would either be detained or forced to leave the 32 NATO nation countries. You see that? Their assets and intelligence assets would have a very hard time communicating.
All right, hit pause. Right, so he know about that because he called himself a spy. So all them spies, they'll be in danger. Remember Mission Impossible? Yo, we want the knock list. Y'all ever seen Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
All right, so they had a list with all the spies on it. People was running around trying to get the list so they could kill them spies. That's the kind of things that's going to be going on. Because ain't nobody going to trust them. It's going to be crazy. Automatically, you're going to have people who's working together and then they automatically going to be enemies.
Right.
It's going to be that crazy. But hit play.
Another thing that would happen is consequence number 4. U.S. bases, U.S. leased bases, shared relationships, landing rights, ports, seaports, airports of NATO nations would all close to the United States instantaneously. But Malcolm, we have 100,000 troops in NATO bases all around Europe. What would happen to them? Well, most likely they would be encircled by the police forces of those nations, and they would be told that they were going to arrange their transfer back to the United States through charter aircraft, or technically they would become prisoners of their own base. This would also include U.S. service member families who would probably be forced to get on civil airliners and fly back to the United States because a state of hostilities would exist between the U.S. and NATO.
Right.
U.S.
Yo, hit pause. So that's 100,000 troops with families. So we talking about 500,000 people, right? Or 750,000 people. You never know, right? How big their families are. They will be put on planes and say, yo, have a good one. Get out of here. This is contingent on whether the United States rushes Greenland. They'll have to deal with all this. It's a lot more. You're going to see this is crazy. Go ahead, play.
service members, even though they may have weapons, equipment, and aircraft there, will not be able to operate because they are not members of NATO. If they try, if aircraft try to take off without authorization, like many other circumstances, they can be intercepted or attacked, forced down, or shot down. As crazy as this sounds, you cannot just go onto a base and roll out with tanks in the middle of Europe because you don't have a lot of tanks. Two, all the fuel, water, electricity, power, and logistics comes from NATO.
Right.
Even whatever you have on that base is all you're going to have. And most commanders will not do that. They will not follow orders to act as a fifth column or a military force inside a nation that was hosting them prior to that a few days.
See that? So he's saying that even though the United States military, well, let's say they're in Germany, and they give him an order, listen, jump in that plane, get in those fighter jets and get up out of there. He's saying the commanders is going to be like, nah, we're not doing that. We're going to get shot down.
Yeah.
They're going to make a decision right then and there. We're not trying to get put to death. Because they know even though they was cool with them, at the end of the day, when those orders go out, they will shoot your plane out the sky and cry about it and say he was a good guy. But he had to go. That's what's happening. These are the cold, hard realities of this. Now the scriptures come alive. Now you see how NATO's going to be fighting against America because it starts off like this. Get your families out of here. You can't use this. You can't use that. So on and so forth.
Get out of here, man.
Get out of here, man. And it starts like that. Then all of a sudden it's full blown, right? Yeah. Hit play.
Ago. So if the United States didn't draw those forces down in advance of this, they're stuck there and they could be considered prisoners of war or civilian detainees of NATO powers. It's a fact. That's consequence number 4. Consequence number 5, the U.S. economy would collapse because the entirety of world markets are based on stability. And to see the United States flip 80 years of stability since D-Day, right? The United States to flip and then to threaten its allies as if they were Russia or the Soviet Union in the Cold War would rattle markets so badly, everyone would abandon the United States, not Europe, because the United States would find itself in a circumstance where they would be isolated. And that leads to consequence number 6. Almost instantaneously, global shipping to the United States would end. Now, Malcolm, how can you make such a hyperbolic statement like that? Simple. Europe runs the top 6 shipping companies in the world. Are based in Europe. And Malcolm, isn't there something about Denmark that people should know? Why, yes, there is. The number 1 shipping company in the world is Maersk. Maersk Shipping Company, MSC. They are Danish and they are headquartered out of Copenhagen. And they would refuse to move any shipping to the United States. In fact, they would probably flee the United States and the Western Hemisphere for the length of time that this conflict goes on, because there is an insurance risk to dealing with a country that lost its mind. And so would the other.
He said there's a risk of dealing with a country that's lost its mind, right? So y'all imagine that. So remember in the scriptures it talks about that, right? Revelation 18, right? About the merchants, right? Let's get there real quick.
Yeah.
Right? Revelation 18.
Bring it out.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 11.
Come on. No, I don't want that. No. Start at 6.
Verse 6. Reward her.
5.
Verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities.
Just talking about Babylon. All right, United States. Go ahead.
Reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself, and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit as a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
Right. That's what America says. I'm not going to see no sorry. That's why he said, hey, we're going to come up in there, whether they like it or not. Come in tough. I'm going to take this and we doing this. Listen, we've been holding y'all down for decades. Now it's time for you to pay us back. This and that. This is it right here. Read.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
That's what I said. When that plane takes off, they just going to shoot the plane down and then cry. Right? Because who they talking about right here, right? Who the scriptures is talking about is the same people that's going to put her to death.
Hit the bomb!
Okay?
Come on, brother!
The kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her. But those same kings is the one that's going to put her to death.
Right.
So that's what y'all got to understand. It's not going to be some separate kings. The ones that's going to put her to death is going to kill her and say, damn, we was getting money with her.
Right.
She used to be cool. Read on.
Standing afar off, the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
Right. We good. We good.
That's what he said. The ships are gonna stop sending to the U.S.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, it's over.
Yep. And when that happened, that's when that famine that Bishop always talking about. If you ain't put your stuff together,
Yep.
you better make sure you got it together because it's about to go down.
Yeah, it's happening in front of our eyes. I'm telling you, this is insane. Go ahead, hit play, y'all.
5 companies, and so would the number 7th company, which is Chinese, right? People's Republic of China. The United States would find itself isolated. Also, U.S. equipment that is in Europe is never going back if the United States attacks Greenland,
right?
Because it has to be brought back by sea lift. Most of that sea lift is Danish. So U.S. forces would be put onto airliners, flown back to the United States if they come to that agreement, and all of that equipment would become the property of NATO or the host nation that has that base.
Damn.
Oof,
So
it's even
basically,
worse. Malcolm.
basically, they just gonna get everything snatched and stolen.
Yeah.
Right? Because ain't nobody giving nothing back. Them planes just gonna get painted. They're gonna have NATO stars on them now. Yeah. I'm telling you, this is real talk.
Yeah.
Go ahead, hit play.
What about the Pacific? What would this do to our relationships in the Pacific? Well, it would certainly send a chill up the spines of allies who would find that the United States was stabbing 31 allies in the back and acting like Russia. And by the way, you know, these consequences, even if Vladimir Putin had sent a man to the United States to be a Russian agent, a spy to run for president and to destroy America, most of these things wouldn't happen because the spy would be thoughtful.
Damn.
These consequences are based on someone who is not thinking rationally. Most likely, you know, frontal temporal lobe dementia. Because for these...
Yo,
frontal temporal lobe dementia.
Yo, but remember before when Trump was first running, they were saying that he's Putin is with him, he's a plant and this and that. He's saying, listen, if this man was truly a plant or a spy for Russia, he wouldn't be doing this. He'd be doing something smart.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
Yeah, you put put everything in the hands of a person that's greedy for money. That's what's gonna happen.
Right.
He ain't give a damn about nothing but the resources and the money. He see dollar signs. He don't see bombs exploding.
No.
Right.
He don't care. Go ahead.
He's so stupid. when you put like power in a child's hand, that's what he remind me of.
Right.
Like a child with power. He probably never been in no real fight, never been in no real conflict, but he's a businessman in a politician's world. So he sees, okay, we have military power. Why we are not using it? We got all this leverage. Why are we not using it?
Right.
And he going out there making the worst decisions. Best decision for us.
Yeah. Remember that movie Paid in Full? Mm-hmm. What's the point of having soldiers if you can't use them?
That's it, Rico.
yeah, Rico Trump.
Yeah.
Rico Trump would have used the soldiers.
Bruh.
Yo,
Not
listen.
knowing all of their stuff gonna get seized.
Right.
You ain't got no soldiers. You ain't got no equipment. You ain't got nothing.
For real. Yo. Hey, hit play, y'all.
Consequences to be ignored, you would actually have to be out of your mind. You would be deliberately going out of your way to destroy the United States. So the relationships with Asia, South Korea, Japan, the Philippines, other members of CETO, right? Southeast Asian Treaty Organization, countries that are not in CETO, like Australia and New Zealand, would probably cut ties with us. Because one, they are Commonwealth nations. They would be, by treaty, obliged to support other Commonwealth nations under attack. That would be Canada and the United Kingdom, who are also Commonwealth nations. So they would most likely become neutral or stop cooperating with the United States, which means they would shut off all their intelligence collection over at Spy Valley in New Zealand, where I've been, or over at Pine Gap in Australia, another intelligence collection site I've been to.
Yo, this guy.
And
Hey, hit
the
pause,
United
man.
States would.
My man, yo, there's a place called Spy Valley.
Damn.
Yo.
We got Silicon Valley out here. They got Spy Valley.
Bruh. Yo, the things that's going on in this earth is another level. My man said Spy Valley. And then he named another place, talking about another intelligence operation. Yo, this is crazy. When have we ever thought we're going to hear something like this, man? Hey, wait till we get to Spy Valley. I got some stuff to show you. Yo, hit play.
Go blind in certain things. Not blind. Remember, myopic. Our intelligence would become nearsighted. We could still see, but only around the borders of the United States and into the Atlantic and as far as our satellites can see. And that isn't everything that's going on in the world, right? Oh. Then, most likely, the next thing that would hit would be global sanctions. Every country in the world would suddenly realize you cannot rely on the United States. They are throwing the world markets into chaos. Then you would see countries like China and Russia and India insist that the United States, that's right, our enemy countries, right, our global near-peer competitors.
Hit pause.
would be
He said China, Russia, India, right? They're part of what? BRICS, right? Go ahead.
throwing into our face that America can't be trusted and that they need to sanction trade with the United States. I want you to give that a moment's thought.
That's right.
So the fact that 20% of the food in the United States comes from overseas. For those of you rich billionaires who like your lobster and your shrimp cocktails, 75% of our seafood comes from overseas. Almost all of our fruits, other than Florida oranges, come from overseas. All of our coffee, other than coffee that's grown in Hawaii, comes from overseas.
So Starbucks is done.
A lot of
Starbucks is over.
Man.
What's the other one? Pete's Coffee.
Pete's is out of there.
Pete's is out of there. Everybody gonna be home mad as hell. Think about it. Remember, Deacon mentioned something about when they go to South America and all of that, right? On the visits, and he said, "Man, I can't wait to get back from my creature comforts." Remember he said that?
Mm-hmm.
But yo, all that's gonna be gone. It's gonna be a rough road. I'm telling you. Go ahead, hit play.
resources, prepackaged materials, processed goods come from Asia. You're not going to see it. Walmarts will empty overnight. And you're going to then see civil strife come out of that.
There you go.
Don't forget also that Europe holds $2.3 trillion in U.S. Treasury bills.
Hold on.
So
hit pause. He said civil strife, right? Let me see. Give me go back to second Esdras. 15. I think this is something I want up out of there. Hold on. No. He mentioned something about this strife and Hey, you know what? Go ahead. Hit play. I'm gonna get back to it. Let me look at it real good. Hit play, y'all.
That this conflict goes on because there is an insurance risk to dealing with a country that lost its mind. And so would the other 5 companies, and so would the number 7th company, which is Chinese, right? People's Republic of China. The United States would find itself isolated. Also, U.S. equipment that is in Europe is never going back if the United States attacks. Went back to the United States if they come to that agreement, and all of that equipment would become the property of NATO. Or
okay, we'll do something.
Yeah, we got to find a place.
Allies in the back and to the United States to be a Russian agent, a spy, to run for president and to destroy America. If Vladimir Putin had sent back and acting like Russia, and by the way, you know, these
go forward again. Go some more.
That would hit would be global sanctions. Every country in the world would suddenly realize you cannot rely on the United States. They are throwing the world markets into chaos. Then you would see countries like China and Russia and India insist that the United States, that's right, our enemy countries, right, our global near-peer competitors, would be throwing into our face that America can't be trusted and that they need to sanction trade with the United States. I want you to give that a moment's thought. So the fact that 20% of the food in the United States comes from overseas. For those of you rich billionaires who like your lobster and your shrimp cocktails, 75% of our seafood comes from overseas.
Right. Hey, hit pause for a second. Hit pause for a second. So, we still a little bit further back, right? But he had mentioned something about what? Like there'll be strife, right? So the one I wanted was Isaiah 19. All right, get that one in Isaiah 19. Just verse 2, real quick.
Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
Right, that's talking about America. Right? I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. That's what it's talking about. That's that civil, that civil war, that civil unrest, that strife that he was talking about. Go ahead.
And they shall fight every one against his brother.
See that? Go ahead.
And every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Right. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
Go ahead.
And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, Lord of hosts.
All praises, right? So he's talking about that civil strife and that war. All that is going to happen. Why? Because we're not going to have our stuff. We ain't going to have no food.
Right.
We're not going to be able to just go in Walmart. Remember, he said this thing is going to be emptied out overnight, right? Wait till he finished what he about to say. Y'all going all the stuff that he read. Watch what he about to say. Go back and hit play, y'all.
Travel between the United States and Europe would cease because we would be in a state of armed hostility. Airlines would refuse to fly to Europe. Airlines would only fly into North Africa, dump you there, and maybe you could get a boat to go over there. So your Paris vacation, your attempt to go on a Scotland drinking tour, your gondola rides in Italy, gone. And since Europeans aren't coming to the United States, this isn't going to damage Europe very much. Also, they can make that up. I don't know if any of you have been to the Louvre Museum or the Eiffel Tower recently, but you have to wait hours to get into those venues because of all the Chinese tourists that have replaced Americans and who are traveling the world. So that would end a lot of travel. By the way, I sort of skipped something when I hit the U.S. bases, which relates to travel. The United States is a great power because we have the ability to project power overseas, normally via aircraft carrier and B-2 bombers. But anything short of an aircraft carrier and a B-2 bomber, and the aircraft carrier has to be properly placed, we fly to other bases in other parts of the world. That would end. The closest bases that we would have would most likely be in Egypt, Israel, Saudi Arabia. Now, I want you to think, flying fighter jets, which consume a lot of fuel using tanker aircraft, all those distances would be a very, very, very long haul. And you would be spending billions a day to replicate what the dozens of air bases we had access to in Europe would have given us. So if you want to project power anywhere, like to Europe, then you're going to still have to fly 6 hours across the Atlantic in flight refueling with Europe watching you using radars and early warning systems.
Right. It ain't going to happen.
The Atlantic Ocean is a...
Hit pause. So that's what he's saying. Because the United States got bases all over the place, everybody's scared. But now when those bases no longer exist and shut down and they got all your stuff, the only way you can project power is by leaving from the United States and flying 6 hours to try to make somebody afraid. Yeah. But it's not going to work because they're going to been seeing you by the time you crack through. And now you barely got fuel. Where you refueling at? It's just a bad look all the way around, right? But go ahead, hit play.
Thing. And it will not harm Europe. They don't have to cross it. They're not going to attack the United States. They only got to go as far as Iceland and Greenland. Mm-hmm. The United States has to go all the way across Europe to project its power. And let me see, number 10. We, the United States, will be at the end of all this. Oh, by the way, most of this stuff will occur in the first few days of the war.
Hit pause. Hit pause. You heard that? All that what we heard, he said that will happen in the first few days. Damn. So you thinking that's something that's going to take over some months and some, maybe 6 months. No, that's the first few days it's on and cracking. Yo, I'm telling you, this is how quickly these things escalate, right? So you can see how nuclear war could take off. It starts small, all of a sudden, boom, his nuke's going off. And then they bewailing her. Hit play, y'all.
The United States will be reduced to the level of Russia. We will be a global pariah. And at that point, if the president isn't impeached and MAGA encourages this and the United States stays the course, we will be embroiled in a war that could kill thousands or tens of thousands. Malcolm, are you talking about atomic bombs? No. You hear these Yahoo go, we have atomic bombs. We're the most powerful nation on earth because we have atomic bombs. And we have the ability to project power. That power projection would go away almost instantly.
See,
Europe has atomic bombs.
But hit pause, y'all. We could drop it. Because this is the part where comes in where intelligent brothers like himself with a lot of experience and all of that, but he doesn't know the scriptures. So he's thinking that there's going to be no nuclear weapons involved, but that's 100% exactly what's going to happen. Right? Because the United States, you see how he's kicking it, and it sounds like the United States will probably fold under that pressure. They're not going to fold. No. That's why we read earlier about their pride, right? About all that pride. That's what's going to keep them going. Then you're going to see them with what Matthias was bringing out earlier in Isaiah 14. That's when that's going to come in. Right? Their pomp is going to get brought down to the ground. United States is going to fight till the death, and they're going to take the whole world out. That they don't care. But there's something that's going to happen. They're not going to be able to take the world out. It's not going to work. Yeah, this is gonna be the craziest movie that anybody ever seen. Yeah, 100%. What y'all got, man? We got a few minutes.
I got Jeremiah 49 and 16. So this brother, he was talking a lot of Bible. Probably never even read it. I don't know. Right. Maybe he have, maybe he haven't. But he's speaking a whole lot of prophecy. But he's just saying what's happening in the present. Right. And then we're reading these things. Right. So watch this.
Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 16.
Sorry, 15.
Verse 15. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among them.
So now guess what? Amongst the heathen, they're going to be despised by all the other nations. They're going to be despised. Why? It's going to say, read.
Thy terribleness hath deceived thee.
They strength and terribleness have deceived them, especially this one guy they got running the country. It's deceived him. He got him read on.
And the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks.
It's that pride. That strength invokes a pride in them. Read.
That holdest the height of the hill.
Uh-huh.
Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle.
Uh-huh. There go that symbol, the eagle. Read.
I will bring thee down from thence,
So
saith the Lord.
The Lord pulling all the strings. Read on.
Also Edom shall be a desolation.
Uh-huh.
Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof.
Read on.
As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah.
As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed with hail and fire. Right. He said the same way. His pride gonna get him hail and fire. Them nukes.
Right.
Nukes coming over here.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. This is I'm telling y'all, this is, you would never think that this whole thing with Greenland can turn into something like this. Now, again, we don't know if this is the moment. Might not be, but this is it. This is the beginning, right? How can you see, because, again, we keep bringing it up all night. How would NATO wind up fighting the United States? How would the United States wind up fighting Europe? It don't make sense. But it's making a lot of sense now. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's making a lot of sense now. Go ahead, y'all. Let me find something real quick.
You know how the scripture talk about like the contractions, the pangs of a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like one will come. The first one we seen where white people was fighting white people, like we actually seen that was Ukraine and Russia.
Right.
And it was like, okay, wait a minute. And that whole thing is because Ukraine wants to join NATO. Russia's not having that.
Right.
So this whole NATO thing is in the middle. It's like stirring the pot.
Right.
And now how could white people further fight white people? Here you go. Greenland.
Yeah.
Greenland, NATO's involved.
And that's a good point you brought out, right? Because Russia said, no, you can't have NATO right next to us. And the world said, no, we're going to do that. And then Russia took them to war. Now Trump is saying, no, you can't come next to us. It's the same situation.
Same exact
right?
situation.
Same situation.
Yep.
But yet the man is saying, oh, no, I love Putin. I love Xi, the president of China. But I will kill them. That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, we got to pull up one thing, though. Pull up number 24, right? We didn't get a chance to touch on Venezuela too much, right? Because this Greenland topic was just too crazy, right? But pull up number 24, and y'all going to see something. You can't make it up, okay? This is Venezuela now, all right? Hey, hold on. Before you play that, man, show the Venezuela and Trump video, man. You got to show this thing, bro. Yo, come on, y'all. Y'all supposed to be on point. Yo. Yeah.
That's his move.
That's his move. That's his signature move.
Atomic bomb.
Right. Yo. Now play that video. Play that YouTube video. Hit number 24.
Kurt, here is a story maybe you haven't heard, but it's the story you haven't heard about Venezuela. According to Shinaka Piera, he says the Venezuela story everyone missed. The U.S. just sold $500 million of Venezuelan oil. Really? Well, where'd that money go? They deposited the money in Qatar.
Damn.
Oh.
What? Hold on. Hit pause. So the United States already has sold $500 million worth of Venezuelan oil.
Wow.
Remember, Trump said they're going to take the money, put it into the United States, and then put it into Venezuela. That's what he said, to give the money back to the people. That's what he said. He said they're going to take it. Definitely they're going to take money because so-called Venezuela owes them, right? Of course. And then he's going to give Venezuela some money. But he didn't even do that. He put it into Qatar. This sounds like a laundry operation to me, man. Right? Look, not the U.S., not Venezuela, but Qatar. Here is why that satisfies detailed changes, everything you think you know about what happened, right? So now, hit play. We don't got that
on the
much
way
time.
to a good friend of ours who's a best friend. Is that what that is?
So they didn't take that money and deposit it
wait.
in the United
Hit pause. I'll tell y'all what it is. I just remember what it is. So the reason they took the money and put it into Qatar is because Venezuela owes money, right? Internationally. They got some debt. So what happens? Same thing with us, right? You got debt. They'll go in there and take the money out of your account. So instead of them putting it into the accounts of Venezuela or United States, because they can say, well, listen, you got the money, they put it in Qatar so that the money couldn't be touched. So now the borrowers and the creditors are looking for their bread. They can't get their bread. This is what's going on. United States is on
Dirty
another
laundry, man.
level, bro. Yo, demonic is all outdoors. Damn, we had a few others. Okay, we're gonna play this last one. Play number 26. This is our brother again, Malcolm Nance. Right? I seen this. I said, damn, we're gonna have to at least play this part. All right.
And this is a special black man spot.
Go ahead, y'all.
Hi, I'm Malcolm Nance, and this is a special Black Man Spy. I'm coming to you this morning because we have learned in the last 24 hours that the United States has placed on alert the 11th Airborne Division in Anchorage, Alaska, at the Elmendorf Richardson Air Base, Joint Base, in order to carry out what they are characterizing as a deployment to Minnesota. I just want to point out to you that
hit pause. So they have the United States has activated the 11th Airborne Division, right, to go to Minnesota, right? Because y'all know the ICE situation and all of that, right? Go ahead, hit play.
1,500 troops, 2 battalions of this unit have been placed on alert for possible mobilization, then deployment to Minnesota. That these forces are America's highly specialized, extreme, deep, cold weather Arctic forces.
Oh, whoa.
By saying that they're going to go to Minnesota, a state which has 13,000 National Guardsmen, I suspect what's happening here is a form of strategic deception, or where this force is actually going to another location and are mobilizing in such a way that the news media and the average person wouldn't be too concerned about it. Because since Minnesota has 13,000 National Guard troops who live in their cold climates, as well as forces of the National Guard from North Dakota, Washington State, other parts that are very cold, it brings to question what this force, the 11th Airborne Division, is actually going to do. I warned over a year ago that if this specific unit, the 11th Airborne, which is a parachute infantry division, that if they were mobilized, this would be considered an unambiguous intelligence indicator of an invasion of Greenland. Now, they could pack up all their gear, draw.
That's what he's saying. What he's saying is that that airborne division is not from Minnesota. Minnesota got 13,000 National Guard troops that live there. So why the hell would they need to bring 1,500 specialist Arctic fighters? No, they're going to Greenland. So they already mobilizing, right, and saying that they're going to go to Minnesota. That's what it's saying on the paperwork. But Minnesota actually means Greenland. That's the new word for Greenland, right? Hey, y'all, you can't make it up. You know what I mean? Listen, y'all, we need more time. I think, listen, we don't got no more time. But this is it. It's on and popping.
This topic is going to be ongoing.
Yeah, because we got a lot more, right? Hey, show Trump in Nigeria, y'all, before we go. We didn't even get to touch on Nigeria. How he bombed Nigeria, try to pretend that he's looking for some ISIS terrorists out there. You can't make it up, man. All right? And you know who controls ISIS. That's the CIA. That's America. It's BS, right? Y'all got that? All right? Listen, y'all, this is what's going on, man. Trump is fighting everybody. All right? Yo, we can drop that. Because Nigeria is supposed to be like a friend to the United States, right? Yeah. But we all know that's BS at the end of the day. But, yeah, so, hey, listen, y'all, we're going to have to go. We're going to have to go. I wish we had more time because we got more things to discuss, right? So this is going to be an ongoing, like you said, ongoing. Yeah. There's other countries. Iran, It's massive. We didn't have enough time. I thought we would have enough time. We really don't. But, hey, the Isaiah 11:11, Isaiah 11:11 project. All right, y'all. The Booster Club sending y'all bread. All right, help us to gather the 12 tribes all over the four corners of the earth. All right, we're going to put this thing together. We need y'all help, right? Airfare, food fare, hotel fare, all that. All right? Huh? Fare, yeah. Uber fare and all that.
Yeah.
All right? Give
Trump
what you
keep
can.
that up. They're going to be sending that stuff over here to us.
Exactly. For real. All right, so send what y'all can, y'all. Put y'all brick in. All right, save a couple dollars for the Nehemiah squad. That's our QR code. Snap that real quick. All right, or set up iuic.norcal@israelunite.org on your PayPal. All right, so next week we got this brother, Rodan McKenzie. All right, this guy right here, you know what I'm saying? He always talking something bad about black people. You know what I'm saying? He one of them. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to name the show I don't even know. I think I could say it. They said don't say it. But, you know. Yeah. So this is not going to be one of them shows. We definitely on opposite sides of the equation. We want to find out why you talking like that, bruh. Right? So we calling the show for now Black Accountability. We saying, is it black accountability or a mouthpiece for white America or white supremacy? You know what I mean? Because sometimes these guys, they talk crazy like that. Like, what's the other guy's name? Anton Daniels. He just recently got into some little skirmish with the comedian brother, Corey, right? And like a person like him. Now, we don't have nothing against these guys. You know, whatever they doing a online thing, I guess they making money out of it. That's they living and stuff. But come on, y'all got to watch your mouth, man. Come on, man. Learn the Bible. All right, so that's going to be next Monday, 8:30 p.m., Lord's will. You know what I'm saying? It'll be on and cracking. All right, so that's it, y'all. So all praise to the Lord. Your officer Shem, take us out, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's
Go ahead. Peter going to take us out tonight.
Nehemiah chapter 13.
Flip the camera to Officer Peter, please.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 21. Then I testified against them and said unto them, why lord ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you.
So yeah, if you do this thing again, we gotta lay hands on you. First and foremost, if you don't donate to the Booster Club, we gotta lay hands on you.
Right.
If you don't subscribe to the Nehemiah Squad show to get all your news and updates,
right,
we might have to lay hands on you.
Right.
And if you stay asleep and you ain't watching and pay attention, we gotta lay hands on you.
Right.
It's the Nehemiah Squad. We got the host, Captain Zakai, Officer Shem. I'm Officer Judah. We catch you on the next one.
All praises. Most high Christ bless y'all. Shalom, shalom.
From even the evil, spend holy days away from the heathen. I need a break. I don't need a reason. I need a script. I don't need your grievance. Keep it to yourself. It's better for my health. Leave it on the shelf. Ain't hearing nothing else. Tonight ain't the night. Knowing the price. Pay it off with my life.